What is up, guys? Welcome back to Scene Invaders Podcast, episode 408. So we have a little change of pace tonight. Brad from Canada and Mr. Coach. Sadly, we're not able to be here with us tonight. It's holidays, life happens. So we have Carly back. Carly, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Glad to be
Yes,
back.
so happy to see you and so happy that you're becoming a bigger part of this and that we get to see you every week. Like I've told you, you raise our property value. It's nice to have this lovely face to look at.
Yes,
It's like,
join us.
Like,
join
yeah,
us
it's like
for good.
three schlubby guys.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
And we have lovely Carly. So yes, always happy to have you back. And then a blast from the past, guys, like Dan, our fearless leader, the original Scene Invader. He is here tonight with us, and we are thrilled to have him. Mr. Dan, how are you, sir?
I'm great, man. I tell you what, I want to just say how proud I am of you guys taking this show and making it your own thing.
Thanks,
and
man.
Adding Carly on, and you're doing a great job hosting. And you know, I miss the podcast, I do, but with all the time I'm putting into YouTube, I just don't have the time. I mean, I'm making 4 videos a week. We're grinding over there, man.
Yeah.
And ever since I left the podcast, the subscriber count on YouTube went from 3,100 to 7,600. So it's like it's paying off. It's paying off. And obviously Backface Xander, he's a huge part of that. Everything I learned from him, he's a brilliant guy. But yeah, it's a lot of work, dude. Editing takes a ton of time for
even basic stuff is a long time.
Yeah, dude, takes a ton of time. So if you guys are, longtime listeners, you know who I am. If you're new listeners, hey, what's up? I kind of started this thing.
Yes, sir.
But it's in very suitable hands. And yeah, I just want to talk about some YouTube stuff, dude. So we covered the show called From, and wow. Have you guys, either of you two, watched From?
I have watched the first 2 seasons, but I've not watched the newest one. I am dying to get caught up, though.
It is so good. It is so good. It's probably my favorite show on TV, although I leave space for Severance, but it's only had 1 season, and it's been so long. It's finally coming back in January, so I'm excited for that. But From took over my life these last 2 months. Yeah. It was amazing. We were doing 3 videos a week. We were doing a review, and then we were doing theory videos every week, and then we were doing trailer breakdowns. So we were doing 3 videos for one show, and we got.
Did they do a trailer for every episode?
Yeah, like 30 seconds.
Okay.
This show is the most water cooler show ever. Okay. Like, you have to talk to people about it. You have to. It's insane. We broke records on YouTube. Most views we've ever gotten on any show ever, like in the hundreds of thousands of views if you add them all up. It's insane how successful From was for us on YouTube. And I love the show. I loved covering it. It was a blast. Like every Sunday morning, I'm like, let's go. It came out Sundays, which is perfect because you wake up, you watch it, you record it, you post it, you edit, you post all on the same day. I wish every good show came out on Sunday. It makes my life so much easier. And it was such a blast, man. I can't recommend From enough. If you guys haven't watched it, it's on Amazon. I think the first 2 seasons are free, and then you need to buy the add-on MGM Plus, which is worth it. The show is so good. Unfortunately, it won't be back until 2026.
Oh, boo.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to wait for that?
I know.
I'm glad it got renewed, though. That's good.
Yeah, me too. It's MGM Plus biggest show ever. I don't think anything will ever touch it on MGM Plus. I mean, like, who even knows what MGM Plus is?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we got. We got it last year specifically so we could watch season 2 of From. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's keeping the lights on over there at MGM Plus. So they just started this new show that we're gonna start covering on YouTube as well called Earth Abides. So I'm gonna watch the first episode of that tomorrow, or I have to cover Silo tomorrow. So Friday I'll watch it after I'm done editing the Silo video for YouTube. That's what we're covering on YouTube right now. And then we got Severance coming up, Yellow Jackets coming up, and then the follow-up to Mayor of Easttown. Did you guys see Mayor of Easttown?
I have not. I've heard it's great though.
It's fantastic. It's on Max. It's a great show. And they do it's filmed near me. I actually drive through. I drive through Easttown every day because it's right near where I work. Even though they made Easttown much bigger and much different than what it actually is. They made it seem like a working class town. It's kind of a rich town in real life, but it's the accents, dude. The Delco accents are on point. What's her name from Titanic? The main character,
Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet. Yeah. She pulls off the Delco Philly accent to a T.
And she's British or whatever.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
She crushed it. And she did say she was open to return for a season 2, but they decided to go anthology with it.
Oh, okay. So like True Detective style.
Like True Detective, yeah. So the second season is called Task. It's about a task force trying to take down some drug guys, and it's Mark Ruffalo leading the charge this time. So I wonder if his accent will be as good as Kate Winslet's.
He's got a lot cut out for him, man.
He's got a lot of competition. But yeah, that's what we're gonna be covering on YouTube. I'm having such a blast doing YouTube, man. That's like, when I started the podcast, I actually had dreams of being a YouTuber before that. So a little history lesson. I started at Scene Invaders with my brother-in-law, Bill. And I told my wife I want to be a YouTuber. And then I was talking to him about it. And he's like, how about we try a podcast? And I'm like, all right, cool. Let's try a podcast. So we did it. That's how I met Brad. That's how I met Coach. They were listeners, and then they became hosts. And then I started YouTube like 3 years ago, started taking it seriously about 2 years ago. And it's all I want to do. Like, it's all I think about. I just want to make YouTube videos. I love the fan engagement on YouTube. I love that you guys upload this to the Scene Invaders podcast YouTube channel. And it's going to grow if you keep doing it. Stay consistent. And it's so much fun, dude. It's my passion. It's all I want to do.
Well, it's paying off too. So it has to feel amazing.
Yeah, we're growing. We're knocking on 8K, 10Ks around the corner. And there's actually this website called Social Blade that predicts your future. They predict it, which if this is true, then it's my full-time job if it's true. They predict it in 5 years we'll have 600,000 subscribers.
Yes,
that would be amazing.
If that's the case, we're all doing this shit for a living. Because then I could pay people to run the podcast, promote the podcast more, and then, if you have 600,000 subscribers, you're making some serious money. So
for sure,
I feel like the dream of doing this as a job, it seemed unrealistic. And now I'm like, shit, this might actually happen.
Yeah, it definitely could.
It's a little corny, but when I had 3,100 subscribers, I ordered Chinese food one night. I keep this note right in front of me every time I record. You probably can't read it, but it says, new and rewarding opportunities will soon develop for you. And so I got like, I found, what's that song? You found love in a hopeless place.
Yeah.
It's like, I found hope in a fortune fucking cookie.
Yeah, right. Hey, it's the little things, man. Sometimes that's all it takes, dude.
I can't believe it. And I talked to my wife about it. I'm like, I want to do this for a living. Like, I left my finance job. I was making good money and doing finance. I hated my life. And now I work a job that is pretty flexible. I'm able to switch days. Say I want to work on a YouTube video. I'll be like, hey, can I take off tomorrow and come in Saturday instead? They're like, yeah, sure, no problem. So it's like a really flexible job. It's perfect for me to try to grow this thing even more. I want to go all in. Like, I want to do more than I'm doing now. So, and I feel like the feedback we got from lets us know that, hey, people like what you're doing. Keep going, So it's been great, man. It's been a lot of fun, and I appreciate you guys still holding the podcast up and doing your thing. Carly, I really hope you become a full-time member. And it's like a family we got over here, man. Yeah. You guys are all gonna get paid. Trust me.
You're all gonna get paid, man. I gotta ask you something. I've been curious about this because I've seen a lot of other people like Vex and stuff like that talk about how YouTube's been cracking down a lot on language. Have you noticed that?
Nope. No issues.
Okay, good.
We curse. I wouldn't say a lot, but there was this one person who commented, and it kind of made me laugh. She was like, I really love your guys' videos, but can you please calm down on the vulgar language? And I'm like, geez, do I say fuck that much?
Okay, right. That's me. I'm the heathen of this podcast, for real. I'm the worst.
Nah, bro. Like, the ad money we've been making, like, we're banking it. Like, we're taking a little bit, but we're banking it. And it's like, the goal is to pay for everyone to go to Comic-Con or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So we could
man.
we could all show up in our look. I got the Scene Invaders merch on right now.
Hell yeah,
Nice.
dude.
We got some Christmas merch that's dope. I got mine in the mail. It looks so cool. Like the ideal scenario is like you two, Brad, Coach, Xander, Jules, Billy, the guy that used to be on the show that's back on the show now. He does videos with us now, not full time. He's part time. He's got his own thing called Reality Guys. Even his co-host Brian. Like if we get enough money and I just pay for everyone to go to Comic-Con and
That'd be dope.
we just have a blast. That would be something I would really want to do. And then like film it,
Goals.
make content out of it. You know what I mean? Why not? Why not?
Vlog Comic-Con, man.
Yeah, I was supposed to say podcast there too.
Might as well.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been working on. If you guys have been listening this entire time, that's awesome. And if you're wondering where the hell I've been, do you guys mention me at all ever?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what I've been doing. I've been trying to grow the YouTube side of it, and it's getting there. A lot of work still left to do, but I believe in it. I believe in the product, and yeah, I'm super excited. But
grinded, dude.
That's my spiel. You want to hear what I've been watching?
Yes, sir.
So, did you hate that movie called Afraid?
Oh my god, I hated it.
I knew you did. I knew you did. I liked it.
Oh my god, dude.
I liked it.
I'm glad you did.
Dude, okay, so I have a list of all the movies I watched this year, and I rate them all. I give them all a rating, and if you know me, I rate with decimal points, no whole numbers.
Yeah.
So I gave it a 7.1.
Wow.
I enjoyed it. And
I gave it, I think, a 1 or 1.5 out of 5.
So I said to my wife afterwards, I'm like, that was pretty good, wasn't it? And she was like, yeah, I enjoyed it. And I'm like, my buddy hated it. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I thought it was all right. Yeah. But I mean,
it was watchable enough, but I don't know. By the end of it, I was like, is this over yet?
Yeah. I mean, the ending was kind of cheesy, but I don't know. I enjoyed it. I saw Gladiator 2.
Okay.
Which was also something that exceeded my expectations.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think I was going to like it. Did you like it?
I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was kind of what I went in expecting. I never loved the first Gladiator. I thought it was good.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
But this one, Ridley Scott is an interesting director because he does shit sometimes that just makes no sense. I mean, you have a Coliseum filled with I know the water and boats thing was real, but there's like sharks and shit.
The shark shit was
and I'm like, what is happening?
That shit was dumb.
I saw it with crazy.
I saw it with my father-in-law, and as we were walking out, he's like, "That was my favorite movie of the year." He's from Italy. He loves that type of shit.
Yeah.
He came here when he was 17, and he was like, "That was my favorite movie of the year." I'm like, "Over Dune 2, really?" And he's like, "Yes." And
that's a big one.
But I was like, what about the sharks? He was like, all right, the shark part was stupid.
A little bit. But Ridley Scott gives no fucks, and I kind of love that about him in a way.
Yeah.
If you saw Napoleon and stuff, he just doesn't care about historical accuracy or any of that. And I mean, hats off to that because he has a vision and he wants to make it. But I thought it was pretty good. I love Paul Mescal, and I think
Paul
is always amazing.
Paul is a star.
Dude,
the dude is a star. You guys ever seen Normal People, the show?
No.
Oh, please watch it, dude. Okay. It's heartbreaking. It's inspiring, and it's sensitive and it's loving all at the same time.
Oh, heartbreaking, you say? Okay, that sounds
for me. Probably. Chad would love that.
But it's not, though.
Yeah. I feel it.
It is, but it's not. When you watch it, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's so the premise is Paul Mescal and oh god, I can't remember I'll look it up real quick. The main female in it. There's these people went to high school together, right? So it starts with them being seniors in high school, and it ends with them being seniors in college. It's like this life of lovers that are meant to be, but they just don't want to admit it. You know what I mean? So Daisy Edgar Jones, she's fantastic.
She was on Twisters, yeah.
Yeah, she was. So she's so good in the show. From and Normal People, watch these both as soon as you can. I would say Normal People first because it's only one season. It's on Hulu.
Where's that from?
Okay, Hulu.
Yeah, it's a quick watch. Like me and my wife watched it. We were glued to the screen.
Okay.
Glued. And then after that, I was like, Paul Mescal, he's in it. I watch it.
Yes.
After I saw that. He shows full dick in that show.
He gives
full
no
dick.
Fucks. Okay.
Flaccid, full dick, full ass.
He's like, I'm gonna be vulnerable as fuck in this.
Yeah. It's like after they banged and they're just laying down together and his dick's just right there.
Yeah.
So
he's been in a lot of racy stuff. Like All of Us Strangers had some pretty racy.
Yeah,
content.
dude, that movie was good.
Oh my god, help! Yes,
that was good.
It made me cry on the fucking internet for the first time.
I saw that video.
Yeah.
Dude, I love your Twitter videos, dude.
Oh,
I think you should upload them to the Scene Invaders podcast.
I have been. I've been doing my outer theater reactions there as like short little video, not as shorts, but as short little videos. Basically,
where are we at sub-wise on that one?
Not quite 200 yet.
Almost.
Yeah, getting there.
Okay.
Really close.
All you gotta see, I tried forever to find my groove in YouTube, and I finally figured out TV reviews, and not mastered it. I'm getting like 10, 20,000 views, but at first I was happy to get 1,000 views, right?
Sure.
And you kind of find what to do. You find your groove, but the main thing
people are responding to.
Consistency is key, though.
Yeah,
you got to keep something that people know is going to be there on a certain day. Boom, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, so, and we always have the podcast every week, and I try to do at least one like out of theater reaction every week for sure. Yeah. This last couple of weeks, like I didn't really see anything like new. Basically, I just went and saw Wicked again, and I saw Gladiator 2, and both of those I did not do one for. I think the last one I did it out of theater for was Heretic, maybe.
Okay. Well, listen, man. Enough about me. I just wanted to let you guys know what I've been up to.
Yeah, no. It's awesome, man. We're so proud of you, and I'm so proud of you just to know that you've doubled what the fuck is going on, like in just the time that I've known you, which is not all that long. It's great, man, and I'm happy to be a part of it. And you're killing it, dude. 600K subs on the motherfucking
awesome.
way.
Yeah,
dude. I when I saw that, I almost shit my pants.
Okay, right.
I was like, "Are you kidding me? 600,000? They think that's how good we're gonna do? Like, what the hell? Jeez." Yeah, so that would be insane if that happens.
I can see it, dude.
Insane. Yeah. So, all right, what are you guys up to, man? I want to hear about it.
Carla, what'd you watch this week?
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, I'm going to start off by talking about Soul Man.
And Coach just talked about this recently as well, too. So.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that.
No, that's good.
I saw that it was on Plex, so I was like, oh my God, we got to watch this. And of course, I tried to tell my husband, I was like, did you know that C. Thomas Howell was in a movie in the 80s and he did basically blackface to go to Harvard? And my husband was like, no way, I don't believe you. I was like, okay, we're watching Soul Man. And sure enough, I mean, I think the last time I watched it, I was a lot younger. I don't remember it being this funny. Like, I really had a good time watching it. It was great. It's just a satirical. Basically, it came out in 1986. It stars C. Thomas Howell. Ray Don Chong is the love interest in the movie. And then, of course, we also have motherfucking James Earl Jones, who's awesome. So it's basically, yes, it's a satirical gem that could never be remade today, I don't think.
No.
No.
Absolutely not. And we've toyed with the idea on this show of like doing a series or something like that of where we discuss and watch movies that could not be made today.
Yeah.
And yeah, that would be fun, I think.
That would be. So basically, he is just a well-to-do, guy that has been accepted to Harvard, but his parents are for whatever reason, they decide that they're not going to pay his way. So he finds out that they're giving out a scholarship for an African American, and he actually puts his name in. He gets selected, and then in order to pose as an African American, he overdoses on tanning pills. So he takes like 3 times the recommended amount. It's pretty ridiculous, but like I said, it really treads a very fine line of satire, which is what any good satire would do. Sure. But oh man, I just had such a good time watching it. Even my husband liked it.
I was about to ask, how did your husband feel?
Yeah, he really liked it. And one of the things that I thought was really cool, which I found out later, actually posted about it on Twitter, I think maybe a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. And there's a quote that I wanted to read. And it's talking about basically this is what James Earl Jones said, but to just kind of draw a picture here, it says the Black American Law Students Association of UCLA deemed the film a shallow and futile portrayal of Black law students at Harvard Law School. We find the Al Jolson like portrayal of the main character offensive and trivializing.
Damn.
So
hold on, I can hear you guys. I'll be right back. 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what I found was really awesome is that James Earl Jones, this is what he said about it. He said, "It was special." James Earl Jones told the Chicago Tribune, "I saw and read the script in privacy and found myself laughing out loud. They asked me if I found it offensive, and I said it treads a line, but satire must tread a line. You cannot please everybody," which I love.
Oh my
You
God.
can't. It's just like, fuck you. If you don't like it, you don't like it. It doesn't mean that it, shouldn't be made.
Yeah. I wish there was more of that attitude now. Everybody's so afraid to do anything or make anything or say anything or any of that shit. And it's exhausting. And I mean, it's really hurting art. It's hurting comedy in the biggest way. And,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
God.
Comedies suck these days.
Yeah, they're not funny.
They haven't been funny since like 2010.
Yeah, at least not in that like old style, like irreverent, like button pushing, everything's on the table type of comedy. I love that shit. Make fun of it all, man. Like,
please, nothing is sacred.
Yes,
everything can be a joke.
And there are great things that are funny and stuff like Thelma from this year. I thought was absolutely hilarious. It's not also controversial in any way, but it's
true.
It's a well done like comedy.
Call me crazy. If like my wife's like, all right, we're at the movie theater. There's a rom-com and then there's a comedy. I'm picking rom-com these days.
Yeah,
I am
because they're usually funnier.
Yeah, like I mean, I get nothing out of seeing a comedy these days. I can't think of a comedy I liked besides
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, I was about to say, that was like the last.
That's
thing
different though. Yeah,
yeah.
That's like funny just because Ryan Reynolds is so brilliant, you know.
But it also pushes buttons, and it's not afraid to kind of like skirt the line of taste a bit and be a little bit button pushing and all that. And we need more stuff like that. So that was a breath of fresh air to me. I love
just
that
like
movie.
where's like what happened to the Seth Rogen era? You
Yeah.
know, all that was such a great 8-year run with all those movies.
And like the Farrelly brothers and shit like that.
Yeah. But I feel like it literally ended with "This Is the End." I can't think of a comedy I like after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It
Did
was like,
Neighbors
that was it.
come out before or after that? Because I
Neighbors
like
was good. Neighbors was good. You're right. I actually enjoyed the second one as well. There's a couple. I've
seen Neighbors, but not the second.
They're few and far between.
Yeah.
There's outliers. Yeah, there's outliers. But yeah, for the most part, comedies have been dead. And we need a resurgence. We need somebody to take a risk and be like, screw it, I'm doing this. You know?
We need like some fearless filmmakers who, I don't want to say don't give a fuck, but like, just want to bring this form back to what it should be. I think.
The other guys I like too. Do you guys like the other guys?
I haven't seen that one.
Everybody gets one desk pop.
Everybody gets one desk pop. Hey Jimmy, when'd you do your first desk pop? December. Dude, it's so funny, man. So many quotable lines. Such a great movie.
Aim for the bushes.
Aim for the bushes. And then they're talking about it. He's like, there wasn't even a fucking awning.
Yeah, there's nothing. They just jumped.
Dude, when I saw that in theaters, when that not to spoil it for Chad, but when that moment happened, I laughed so loud that everyone in the theater heard me laugh. I like belched laughed.
Okay.
And it was, dude,
it's hilarious. You need to watch it.
Watch that after you watch Normal People.
Okay. Normal People should be like my priority. I feel like
you'll need a pick me up after that.
Okay.
and there's a rumor that they're gonna make a movie about a follow-up to how it ends, because it kind of ends on a bit of a cliffhanger, maybe. Okay. Not to bring it back to Normal People, but watch it.
Sure.
Watch it.
Is really quick about Normal People. Is it a Hulu original thing?
It might be.
Okay.
No, or it might have been an Irish show. I think it
Oh,
might have been an
okay.
Irish show, and then Hulu bought it because like it takes place in Ireland. They're all Irish actors, and like it's just, oh my god, I love it so much, man.
Okay.
I might rewatch it.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's the sign of a good thing if you want to rewatch an entire season of a series.
Text me if you guys both watch it and you're gonna talk about it on the podcast because I'm gonna be the first.
We'll bring you back on.
Yeah. Do that. Oh my god, I love that show. All right, go proceed. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just gonna say my husband and I both really enjoyed it, and I would definitely recommend. I don't know if you can buy it anywhere. It's probably one of those movies where they try to get rid of it.
Or it comes with like a trigger warning now.
Right.
Something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
But if you can buy it, I'd buy it or at least rent it.
Yeah. It reminds me of, there was another movie around that time called Just One of the Guys about a girl.
Oh my god, I love that movie too.
Yeah, it's a very similar type of concept,
Yes.
but just like a gender instead of race type thing. And yeah, I haven't seen
So
that forever,
good.
but those are movies I grew up on and watched very much when I was little and all that kind of crap. When I was glued to HBO in elementary school.
I still can't believe she was able to smuggle those puppies. Like,
Okay, God, no
that
kidding.
one scene, I was just like, whoa, where did those come from?
Yeah, right. Surprise, bitch. Here they come. But no, it's something I need to watch, especially knowing now that it's in Coach's Plex and stuff. Like,
oh yes,
I should revisit it.
Oh, you're logged into that, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh,
especially
it's lit, dude. There's so much good stuff in there.
So much good stuff. That's how I got to watch The Substance again. Yeah, and X-Men '97.
He used to email me movies, and I would hook up my phone to the TV, like stream on your phone to the TV,
sure.
and we would watch movies from my phone that he emailed us. That was like, we rigged that, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Before I even met him, he sent me hundreds of beavers or whatever to watch. But now
I still need to see that.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet either. There's too much shit. There's so many movies, so little time, and
see, that's
I could
the
spend
problem.
my whole day doing it.
That's my problem. Like, I watch a lot of movies because that's pretty much what I do at night, like right before bedtime. Yep. But like, my problem is YouTube based. Like, I have to watch certain shows that I don't have time to watch other things. Yeah, like, that's why I haven't watched X-Men '97 or anything like that, because I'm not covering it. That's the only gripe with it. But
my focus tends to stay on like the most current shit coming out. Like, seeing things.
I mean, you see every movie that comes out, bro.
I see a lot of stuff for sure.
You see every movie that comes out. You go to the movies more than anyone I know, and I love you.
Okay. Yeah, I do it, man. I can't help it. It's an addiction, a passion. Yeah. What else did you watch, Miss Marley?
What do you guys think of when I say the phrase Yacht Rock?
Oh, dude, the guy who makes the videos?
Just Yacht Rock in general. What do you think of when I say that? What kind of music do you think of? Or that?
I think of the guy who makes the videos. He'll take like a Metallica song and turn it into Yacht Rock. Get me in touch with her so I can send her stuff.
Okay, there it is. Yes, definitely.
Because this guy is great. He turns like the most hardcore songs ever into Yacht Rock, and he crushes it. He does it like with AI or whatever, but it's hilarious, so funny. I'll send you the videos. But go ahead.
I think I may have actually watched one of them last night. There was one they had Metallica's Enter Sandman.
Yeah.
So I could have watched one of them, but I just watched one last night. It was pretty funny.
So good. That guy's brilliant. Brilliant.
I might be really off base here, but when I hear that, I think of like preppy rock, kind of like Vampire Weekend type shit.
Okay. So see, everybody thinks of something different. When I heard the term yacht rock, I thought it was like Jimmy Buffett, like that kind of shit, like tropical music that you like listen to while you're chilling out at the beach or whatever, or on a yacht.
Yeah.
But apparently that's not what it is. Because both my husband and I, we watched Yacht Rock, a documentary, which was an HBO original. And that chronicles the rise of the smooth West Coast sound pioneered by artists like Steely Dan, Toto, and Michael McDonald, exploring its widespread influence. So basically, it's just late 70s to early 80s, right before MTV became a thing. Because it's funny, we were watching this documentary last night, and then they started talking about when MTV came on television and when it debuted, and I was like, oh great. I looked over at my husband. I was like, this is going to be the end of these guys. Cause if you look at them, musicians in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s, just look like a bunch of dorks, I mean, they just like normal people. They weren't like rock star looking people. So when MTV shows up, nobody wants to see them. They have to be more of a character, someone like Madonna or Prince. They've got to have something, or especially Michael Jackson. I mean, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, it was really good though. Like I didn't even realize that apparently I like Yacht Rock.
Okay. Yeah, so do I.
I've seen Michael McDonald in concert, guys. So
oh, that's awesome. Well, yeah, and Trey, my husband, he kept singing like Michael McDonald last night after the documentary. Was pretty funny.
Where's that on? I want to check it
out. It's on HBO Max.
Okay, so, cool. I still call it HBO Max too. Fuck them.
I can't call it Max.
Stop that makes me think, shit.
Yeah, that makes me think of Cinemax when it's just called Max.
Right? Exactly. And what's better, HBO or Cinemax?
It's not HBO.
Yeah, come on.
So yeah, that was really good.
Was this a feature-length documentary, like a full movie?
Let's see here. Time? Yeah, I believe so, because we actually watched a little bit of it the night before, and then we finished it just last night. I'm trying to see how long it was. I thought it would give me the runtime here on IMDb, but maybe I'm not looking in the right spot. I want to say it was maybe an hour and 30 minutes, but yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
No, I'm into it. I've definitely watched that 100%. I'm just a fan of documentaries in general.
I will say that there is one, and I think it's a journalist. It's not even a musician, but there's one part where he's talking, and both my husband, we were both like, oh God, when is this guy going to get off of here? Because he kept trying to bring like race into it. And I'm like, dude, it's just music. Like this one guy was upset about Toto's Africa, and his qualm with it was the fact that, well, we've got these white musicians that wrote this song about someplace they've never been. It's like, bitch, they're a musician. That's what they do. They write songs. They use their imagination. They don't have to go somewhere. And it was like a song of love. It wasn't like saying that Africa sucks or anything. Everybody loves that song. So It's just like, it was just funny to hear that guy's perspective, but thank God he's a journalist. He's not a musician, and he was only on there for maybe a few minutes. But I will say that my favorite dude that was on there was a guy called Thundercat. And he actually did I think he worked with Michael McDonald and Kenny Loggins on some songs. So that was really cool. I really enjoyed that guy. So I'm definitely going to check out more of his music. He seemed like, because he was all about the music, you know what I mean? He wasn't making it about race or anything. It was just really fun and interesting to see all of these Black musicians talk about how these white musicians that had, elements of funk and soul and stuff, that they really enjoyed their music. And it was not about whether or not they were white or Black. It was just all about the music.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into it for sure.
I'm just stuck on this guy who makes those videos.
Yeah. You've got to tag us all in one on YouTube for it, because
they're so catchy, man.
On Twitter.
Where do I see them? I think I see them on Instagram Reels.
Probably, yeah.
Something like that.
I want to say that's where I saw mine.
Yeah, it'll pop up again. I'll send it to you.
Okay,
they're so good. Yeah, funny guy. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely recommend that one. The only other thing was X-Men 97. And
it's been popular on this show.
Man, I'm sorry. I feel bad that I slept on that for so long. And I think the only reason why I did is because it was on Disney Plus, and I was afraid that they were going to fuck up my childhood, because I grew up reading X-Men comic books. The Chris Claremont Uncanny X-Men, did the 90s Jim Lee X-Men when they had the resurgence. And of course, the X-Men 97 TV series picks up right after the original series ended. So if you're a fan of the comics, if you're a fan of the original series, even if you're a fan of just the movies in general, I mean, I think you'll get a lot out of the TV series. There's so many Easter eggs and so many characters. I was like, oh my God, I never thought I'd see that person or that storyline or story arc like in anything, much less a Disney Plus show. So I was very impressed with it.
Question: how do they do Cyclops in it?
Oh my God, Cyclops is awesome. Cyclops is actually Cyclops. He acts like the character in the comics. He's not a bitch.
He was my favorite X-Men growing up. I always thought he had such cool powers. I don't know why. It just boggled my mind that, you know, he takes off the things and boom, here come laser beams. And of course, Superman can do that because he can do everything. Fuck Superman. He sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they actually get him. They actually do his character right in the show. And I was really happy about that.
Good. Yeah. I can't wait to see when he eventually comes to the MCU, how they do him. Because, you know, all the X-Men are coming to the MCU soon. Pretty soon. You know, within the next few arcs. Probably during Secret Wars, you think? You think they'll be there for Secret Wars or too early? Maybe too early.
Brad would be the person to ask for that.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's true.
Yeah.
It might be too early.
Brad's an X-Men stan for sure. Like Gambit, I know is his favorite, and I know there was something with Gambit in X-Men '97.
Yes. It was so good. It was so good. They did all of the characters justice, in my opinion. Except for why did they have Magneto wearing that outfit? He looks so bad in that outfit. I'm sorry. That's the only gripe that I have. Is just his outfit. That's it, which is a silly gripe. But
so I'm going to expose Dan really quick. Dan has a block with animation and doesn't really care for it. So
I know how you feel. I don't like animation typically either. I hear you, but this was really good. It was not. I was really surprised that it's a Disney Plus show because I really feel like it catered to the original fans that not only grew up reading the comics but also watching the show, and it grew with them because it's really for adults. I don't know why it's on Disney Plus. Sure. It's not a kids show.
I don't understand why. There's something about animation that I just would rather see live action. I don't know why. Like, I like What If on the Disney Plus. I like What If. I watched that. But like even Invincible season 2 started, and I was like, I like season 1. That's good enough for me.
Did you not like the Spider-Verse movies?
I love them.
Oh, they're amazing.
Yeah. So there's certain stuff that I do like. It's just like I'm never gonna seek out animation. You know?
Yeah. Sure. Have you seen Castlevania?
No.
That's a good show. That has really good animation too. I said, I don't typically like animation, but that animation is really good.
I've been told to watch Arcane. Did you watch that?
Yes, I've been told that
season 1 is great. I would just stop at season 1.
Season 2 sucks.
I haven't finished watching it. I don't know if I'm going to. I hate to say that.
I've had everybody like around me in my real life has said you have to watch Arcane because of season 2 or whatever. Like you have to watch it. I know you're gonna love it. This shit's amazing. So I just keep hearing it constantly. But
me too.
I don't even know what it is or what it's about. They were like, it doesn't matter, just watch it.
Yeah, you'll be fine just watching season 1. To be honest with you, if you wanted to stop there, you could. I mean, it does end on a cliffhanger, but still, you've got resolution at least for a lot of the other characters. And I tried watching that first episode. I don't even think I finished it.
Okay. Oof. It's like the most expensive animated show of all time, maybe. I think it was like $250 million for season 2.
Jeez, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very, very expensive. So they must believe in it.
Bagface raves about that show. So what he wanted to do was make a video on Nerdy AF. That's like our new channel for mainstream stuff on YouTube. And he was like, please watch it, and we'll make a video. And we were so busy at the time covering from, like I said, making 3-4 videos a week that I just didn't get it done in time. And by the time I would have watched it, it would have been too late. The window had closed already. But I feel like I have to give it a shot because I've heard such good things. But I've heard people say season 2 is like, oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing.
And then I've heard what Carly just said. I've heard both.
Okay.
I've heard both. Yeah. So interesting. Yeah. I wonder why. What's
the divide here?
Yeah, what's the divide? Like, what causes it? Do you have any guess since you tried it?
Well, I don't know. I've just really had a hard time getting back into it, which was really surprising because I loved season 1 so much. It was so good. but we just started watching it, and we're just like, what is even going on? But like, we even watched like a recap just to get us caught back up, because I didn't want to watch the first season all over again. And it's been how many years? It's been a couple of years. Okay. So I was just like, what? It's like, why are we focusing on this?
That's what happened to me with Invincible. I loved season 1. I loved season 1. And then I started season 2, and I was like, you know what? I don't feel like watching this right now. And then it's been on the back burner ever since. And I love Star Wars as a whole, but I've been on a timeout with Star Wars for a long time.
Yes, you
have. I don't
blame you. I stopped watching. I always forget the name of the show. Ewan McGregor.
Obi-Wan. Oh my God, that was the last thing we watched too. That was so bad.
I stopped watching after that.
So bad.
Anything new that have come out, like I used to love The Mandalorian, right? That new season came out, didn't watch it. I heard Skeleton Crew is good, didn't watch it. And I feel like I'm gonna have to watch everything that I missed before I watch the new stuff. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to catch up, but I'm still on timeout. I have no interest.
I think it's fair, dude.
Very fair.
Until they announce the next movie, I'll catch up when they announce the next movie, so I can go see the movie.
Coming soon enough, I'm sure.
I do love Star Wars.
Right.
I just need a break. You know, I think a problem is with all these things, too much. You make too much shit. That was MCU's problem. If they would have, after Endgame, their stock couldn't have been higher after Endgame. Like pretty much everyone that watched those movies said they were good. Right?
That shit was spectacular. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
it was.
And now the popular thing is to shit on the MCU and to say, oh, it sucks. It's not good. It sucks. And like, I hate that because I still love the MCU, even though I know that they put out a lot of shit lately. But if they would have like taken their time instead of making 15 shows and putting out god awful movies for these huge budgets, like how much was Secret Invasion? That was like how much money? 200 something million to make that piece of shit show. That was insane. Like if they would have just taken their time, got the X-Men involved, and like what if they waited and then put out Deadpool and Wolverine, and that was the next thing, or after No Way Home, you make No Way Home, and then you wait like 3 years, and then you put out Deadpool and Wolverine. It would have been like they never left, you know.
So is No Way Home, is that still just considered a Sony movie, or is that MCU as well?
That's an MCU.
That's MCU.
Okay, yeah, I want to say that is the last MCU movie that I watched that I liked.
Oh,
I want to say. Well, depending on what else has come out since then, I can't even think.
I like Guardians 3. I thought it was.
I like Guardians 3.
It was okay.
Yeah,
I was kind of disappointed
amazing,
in
but
that
it was
one.
pretty good.
I did like that. Yeah,
but like Ant-Man 3.
Oh, I didn't even watch that.
So bad.
I didn't care for that at all.
Piece of shit movie, dude.
Yeah,
they fucked. So weak. They canceled Kang before he got canceled in real life. Ooh, that's how bad they did his character in that movie. That was
terrible,
horrible movie.
I've just had this like feeling of being oversaturated. It's just oversaturated. It's too much. And I like the MCU movies. I've enjoyed the majority of them for sure.
Yeah, me too.
It's too much, and they start to feel very samey. They all have a very similar script. They're all like witty and funny in the same way, and all that.
It's the Joss Whedon treatment.
There's just nothing to like differentiate this stuff, and it just starts to feel like one big blob of the same shit, basically. So I'm glad they're slow. It's seemingly slowing down a bit and like being a little bit more thoughtful, and not just a new movie every 3 months and that kind of shit. So that's a good sign. I know Captain America is the next big one. I think it looks good. Will I see it? Of course.
Yeah, me too. The Movie Cynic, which Bagface is an editor for his channel, put out a hate piece about how bad it's going to be, and I'm on the side where I'm optimistic about Cap 4. Yeah, I'm very optimistic about it. I think it's going to be good. I think
it looks good, man.
It's coming out in February, which is usually January, February is when you put in the movies that you think aren't going to do well.
Yeah, the dumping ground.
It's the dumping ground, but I'm optimistic and I can't wait to see it. And I'm gonna make a YouTube video about it for sure. Yeah, I can't wait to see it. So
I hope that it does well, but I got to be honest with you. When I saw the trailer in the theaters, I thought it was for a show. I didn't know it was for a movie.
What about it?
It just seemed like, I don't know. It was just weird. It just came off more as kind of like a show than a movie. Mm-hmm. And I do like what is his name? What is his
Anthony
name?
Mackie.
Anthony Mackie. Okay, I like him, and I loved him in Twisted Metal. That he was great in that. But I'm one of those people that kind of believes that the way that they originally set it up was more for Bucky to take over the mantle, and I kind of feel like they kind of shit all over that. But I do like Anthony Mackie, and I do like his character. I'm just it's harder for me to take him seriously in the role, I think, because he didn't take the super soldier serum or whatever. It was kind of
that's a very good point. That's a very good point, because Captain America has superpowers, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you think when you think Captain America. Bucky had taken the serum already, so it would have made more sense if he took the mantle over. But they went a different way. But I'm hoping.
I hope it doesn't do bad, but yeah.
I hope Sam takes the serum. Is that crazy to say? Because how else would you fight Hulk? Red Hulk, if you're not a super like you're just gonna be a regular ass dude with a shield and wings and fight Hulk? No.
Good luck.
It doesn't seem real. Come on. So I don't know. I'm optimistic, but it could suck. We'll see. Time will tell. Yeah.
Get it together, Marvel. Get it the fuck together.
Yeah, please. I want to like your movies. Yes.
Yeah. And I've not seen any of the TV shows or any of that kind of stuff, but I think that
I haven't either.
Also waters down everything in a way. Like, I don't know if they're good or not. I know people seem to like them for the most part, but it's just like content overload, guys. Like, stop pummeling us with your universe. We get it.
All right, I need to embarrass Chad a little bit here.
Oh fuck.
So, we've been talking for 50 minutes, and you haven't once mentioned that you are now no longer single.
Oh.
I was going to get to that, guys.
Perfect timing too. Yeah, no, it's perfect timing, because that's all that I watched for this week. So please tell us, Chad.
Yes, this is real, guys. I am no longer single after like 2.5 years. And it's been a hell of a 2.5 years. Let me tell you that. But by chance, via Hinge of all things, which is like a dating app, like not a hookup app, but like a actual, at least it seems to be like a dating app and shit. Yeah, connected with someone there, and boy, is there a connection. I know he's gonna hear this, so Chris, what's up?
What's up, baby?
You, dude.
Yeah, no, he'll definitely hear this, I'm sure.
It's like you're back in 7th grade, you're all giddy, man.
God, I feel that way, and
I love it.
It's just there's something, there's definitely something here, and I'm excited, and I'm not trying to doom things from the beginning like I normally would and all that kind of shit. There's really genuinely something here, and feels good, guys. Like, it feels really, really fucking good. So
when I saw that tweet of you announcing it, I was like, yes.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
I was so happy for you, man. I got lucky. I got lucky meeting my wife. Like, she puts up with all my shit. She supports me. She's best.
And your wife is a snack, respectfully.
Yeah, not too bad on the eyes. I don't know.
No, she's beautiful. Oh my god.
I don't know how I pulled her, but yeah, I got lucky. So like when I root for love, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Carly, you seem very happily married. So that's beautiful.
Very
beautiful. So now we got Chad, got something real going on. I'm happy for you, man. It's great.
Yeah, thank you. And Carly, like, your relationship is always goals for me. I just love how you all are, and I love how cute it is, and how you love each other so much after all this time and all that shit. Like, goals as fuck, absolute goals. So, but yeah. So in saying that, this man that I have met loves musicals. I have never been much.
Look at that segue, dude. You're getting
perfect.
So I have never been much of a musical guy. But of course, like, coming out this past couple weeks was Wicked. And as we've established, I go and see pretty much everything. And I knew Wicked was going to be a huge movie this year, very likely a big, like, awards contender movie. And whether, like, regardless of my feelings on musicals, I was going to go see that movie. So I did. And Chris was very jealous about this. He had to wait to go see this with his daughter for a few days after I got to see it. But he knew this story. He knows the soundtrack. He's seen the stage production, was pumped for this movie. And I just kind of went in like, hope I like this. And it wasn't his influence at all. But Wicked is absolutely, it's dazzling. To use the gayest word in the whole entire world, it's dazzling. And that's just the only word that I can think to describe it. It from the moment it opens up, it's 2 hours and 40 minutes long, which I think is the entire runtime of like the stage production. And this is just part 1 of 2.
Oh, wow.
So they really expanded things. And I don't know what they expanded. I've not ever seen the stage show. I didn't know the music or any of that kind of stuff. So I went into this truly blind, just knowing it's kind of a Wicked Witch origin story. And it blew me away, guys. I thought this was just absolutely spectacular in every single way. I've seen a lot of people bitching about the look of the film. It does look a little bit overexposed at times. It's kind of bright and washed out in certain places.
Yeah.
But to me, I actually sort of like what that does to the movie. And I think it adds sort of a more realistic sort of, I mean, we're clearly not in a realistic setting. I mean, we have a green bitch and animals that talk and like all that kind of shit. So like, it's not exactly realistic, but it just sort of like kind of reins things in, I think, just enough. And it's just an absolute delight, guys. It's absolutely unexpectedly hilarious. I laughed out loud through the entirety of this movie and did not expect that. And the reason for that is Ariana Grande.
Really?
I had no expectations for that bitch, for real.
Yeah.
But she steals the show. She is this entire movie, in my opinion. I think Cynthia Erivo as the Wicked Witch is great as well. Her performance is much more understated. It's much more inside, whereas Ariana Grande is this like bubbly, like kind of person that you love, but you hate because she's awful, but like you still kind of love her. And she's like Glinda the Good Witch. So you're kind of seeing like the origin story of all of this and seeing that she's really not a good person. And the Wicked Witch really is not a bad person and all of this kind of shit. And Ariana Grande just, I laughed so much at this movie because of her. And it has, let me read you this. So Brad had sent me a couple of things that he wanted me to read for you guys tonight. His thoughts on Wicked, guys.
There we go.
Wicked, borrow. No big deal. She's green. A fucking goat teaches history. And that's what he had to say about Wicked. So I think he was a little bit mid on Wicked. And that's where I expected to be. But it really blew me away way more than that. I've seen it twice, actually. I saw it on Thursday opening night. And then I went to see it on Thanksgiving with a coworker.
The theaters were packed this weekend, man.
Oh, Wicked's like bringing in money. Moana's bringing in all the money.
Because I saw Gladiator on Friday night, and I haven't seen a theater like that in forever.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
it broke a record for Thanksgiving weekend. This
it's like the biggest Thanksgiving of all time.
Yeah. So Wicked's killing it. I'll watch it eventually. I don't know if I'll see it in theaters, but somebody, I don't know, maybe Variety, somebody named it the best film of 2024.
I think it was a Films Critics Circle, maybe. And I think it's great. There's a chance it's flirting like with my top 10 of the year. Like I liked it that much, but I would not. There's been so many good movies this year, in my opinion, that for me, this is definitely not my number one, but it is my number one surprise, maybe just because of the attitude that I went in with it. And I never go into anything dooming it. Like, I hate this. I'm not going to like it. I'll go watch anything. I try to keep an open mind. I'll go watch the next Transformers movie, even though I've hated all the Transformers movie and maybe this is the one that's going to get me and I might like this one. So I try to be open-minded, but yeah, it's such a delight, guys. And like, especially if you have kids, it's something very great to watch with the family. And I think you really will you'll have a better time than expected, unless you just you cannot hear like people sing, or I call it sing talking. There's some sing talking and shit where they're just sort of like advancing things through kind of singing, but they're just like, it's dialogue in a way. And I'm like, okay. But yeah, it's a delight, guys. And like I said, I've seen it twice. I absolutely would watch it again. And I'm sure with Chris being in my life, I will see this movie again. So, and because of him and because of his love of musicals, we've hung out a lot recently. And John M. Chu directed Wicked. And through us discussing that and that conversation, he came to realize that I had never seen his previous film, which was called In the Heights. I'm not sure exactly what year. I want to say 2021, but don't quote me on that, guys. So I was over at his place and he was like, we're going to watch In the Heights. And I was like, let's go. I'll watch it. And it is, you can see some seeds of what he wants to do with Wicked. You're talking about two very different like budget disparities here. Like Wicked has all the budget in the entire world. It's just like this like showpiece of giant practical sets and special effects and all that kind of stuff. Whereas In the Heights is a little bit more grounded, normal, in the streets of like a city kind of, and dealing with normal people and slightly more normal and less fantastical events. But I really enjoyed that one too. It's a very like slice of life musical. I mean, I'm not sure of
Yeah.
another
That
way
was
to
going to
put
be
it.
my
Actually,
question. Yeah. Was
yeah,
it a
I
musical
saw,
too?
It is
I
a
saw
musical
that.
for sure.
I did see that one. Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
It was good. What's the guy's name that was in it? He did that
Anthony
famous.
something shit. He was in Twisters as well.
Yeah.
Anthony
Yeah,
Ramos, I think maybe.
yeah. That kid's talented. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
And
good.
Melissa Barrera too. I had no idea until I
Oh,
saw
I
In the
love
Heights.
her.
That I did not know she
Dude.
could
She could
sing, but
sing?
that bitch
Yeah,
can
I didn't
fucking
know that
sing.
either.
I love her too, and I'm still upset about Scream.
And
Still
she's
upset
hot.
Yeah.
about it.
She is so
Yeah, she
hot.
is.
Super
She
hot.
is.
She has that like Dua Lipa thing going on.
Oh, Chad knows. Dua
I
Lipa's
know how you
my.
feel about Dua Lipa.
She is my holy grail. If I met her in real life, I would probably pass away. I
Okay,
don't
right. I
know
remember
I
what
would
you
do.
did to that microphone stand, Dua Lipa.
Oh my god, that video! Oh jeez, dude, that dance she does. Oh, don't get me started on Dua Lipa.
Right. But yeah, Wicked, it's a huge recommend for me. It's something I would absolutely buy and something I would definitely watch over and over again. And it left me really genuinely excited for Wicked Part 2 when it comes out next November.
Oh, that's happening.
Oh yeah. I think it's maybe already done or like in the process of being
In
close to
production
done.
or whatever.
And I'm pretty sure it's out next
Post-production.
November.
Cool.
That's cool. I didn't know there was a follow up because didn't they just do the musical that's on stage?
No, this is just part 1. So the musical that's on stage runs about 2 hours and 45 minutes, and this is just
Okay.
the first half of it. Like it
The
only is,
intermission.
yeah, it takes you to intermission.
Oh, all right, that makes
Basically, but
sense. Yeah.
even in doing that, like this is a very self-contained thing. It doesn't feel like, I mean, it leaves you wanting more for sure, but it's enough of its own. Like it's all like enclosed enough to work truly as like its own standalone thing. It feels a little bit first party, but it doesn't feel like cheap or like it's like robbing you of too much. You know, there's more story here, but it just feels complete enough, I think, with what they give to us. So I'm curious to know. I'm trying to get him not to spoil it for me. I thought about going and watching the stage show, but I kind of want to try to maybe go into this next movie as blind as I went into this, not knowing exactly where this story goes, other than like what of course leads up to Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
And see how this plays out. It might be hard to do that, but I'm going to try my best. And
Are they going to do that too? You think make a Wizard of Oz movie too?
well, I mean, at the
Ooh.
very, you see that this kind of leads up right to where the Wizard of Oz kind of begins at the beginning of Wicked. And I don't know if the stage show does that, but this is all the events that happen kind of prior to or like right before the Wizard of Oz.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's really
So
cool.
this is like a prequel to all of that.
Yeah.
And yeah, fun guys, really fun and visually dazzling in my opinion, even though some people want to shit on it, but a big buy from me for sure. And so I talked about In the Heights. So yeah, I watched that. I also was told that I have to watch the Mean Girls musical. So he and I watched the Mean Girls musical.
Musical week for you.
Yeah, it's been a musical week, guys.
It's got new love and musicals.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
there you go.
And I mean, again, I'm open-minded, guys. I'll watch
Yeah.
literally anything.
Telling you across the universe, dude. My favorite
Yeah.
musical.
Remember that.
Telling
Chris. And Mean Girls, I've always loved that movie. I don't believe in guilty pleasures. If I like it, it's just a pleasure. I don't feel guilty about it. And Mean Girls is hilarious. It's funny. It's iconic. It'll always be. It's an important like movie. I think. I mean, it's not like a Citizen Kane or some shit like that, but it made its mark. It put a stamp in like movie history and movie comedies and teen comedies and all that kind of shit. And Mean Girls, the musical, I thought was actually pretty fun too. Of course, I had not heard any of this music. It follows that story very closely. But of course, with musical numbers and dancing and all that kind of shit, I have to say, I think I like this one maybe a little bit less than In the Heights. But it's funny, man, and it has good songs, catchy songs, like fun characters, and yeah, this was a good one too. So if you haven't seen Mean Girls the musical and you like Mean Girls, I kind of recommend it because you kind of get some of the same stuff, but a little bit of updates and some fresh little like takes on certain things from that movie. And yeah, it's just a fun, funny, good time, and I'm glad that I got to see it. And
So
then my
wait.
last thing.
Oh,
go
no,
ahead.
wait. I have a quick question. So since
Of course.
we're talking about musicals, have either one of you guys seen Sing Street?
No.
Oh God, I didn't, but I wanted to.
It's
I know
so
what you're
good.
talking about.
It's
Yeah, I've
so
heard-
good.
I've
I
heard
would
it's good.
definitely recommend it. It has such good music in it. Especially if you like 80s music at all, because it takes
Oh,
place in
yes.
the 80s.
Okay.
You will love it. You will love it. It's
Is
so
it a
good.
thing with like original music or is it like a
Yes.
jukebox musical?
No,
Okay.
it's original music, but it's so great because you're following this kid who's maybe, I think he's like 15, maybe 16,
Okay.
but he meets this girl and he's trying to impress her, and he like gets his friends together to basically form a band. And it's just funny to see how they go through all of these different eras of music that they decide to do, like, well, genres really. We've got it where he's more focused on making kind of like Cure type music, or Duran
Oh, hell
Duran.
yeah.
It's really good though because
That's
they
my
make
kind of
their
music.
own, yes, and they make their own like little music videos. It's such a cute movie. It's really good.
Okay.
I would definitely recommend it.
I'm into it. I'm becoming more open-minded to musicals. And again, I would always watch anything, but that's the kind of thing. Like if there's competition at what I want to go see at the theater, and it's like musicals versus other shit, like
It's gonna be the other
musicals
shit
tend to like,
usually.
yeah, musicals tend to like take the back seat to that. Wicked was a little bit different just because it's such a juggernaut of a movie, or at
Yeah.
least I knew it was going to be. And I'm
Dude.
very determined this year to watch all of like the big award shit, like before the award shows come out. And
I'm so happy right now because the goal of the Scene Invaders podcast, in my mind, if someone said, "What is your show?" My idea of the show was always to be, if you listen to our podcast, you will have shit to watch.
Mhm.
You will have an endless list of things to
Yeah.
watch each and every week. And that, I love this conversation. There's so many new things that I want to check out based
Mhm.
on what both of you have said. And I think that's the beauty of this show. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna get your recommendations.
Yeah.
You're gonna get
This
them.
is the kind, and this is the kind of stuff I'd love to listen to as well. Like I'd love
Mhm.
to be recommended things, and like unless we give a very clear warning on something, we don't spoil stuff. We just talk about it, kind of say whether we like it or not, or and like you might start to over time like vibe with one of us, or like start to see that you have tastes aligned with one of us, and you kind of trust that opinion and that kind of thing. And that's really what like we're going for, what I'm going for, and
Yeah, it's great.
yeah,
I love
I
it.
think it is fun. Yeah, and we've had a couple of spoiler things. You got to see the substance, man. Like we had
Oh,
a
that was a
spoiler
fun
discussion
one.
about that.
Dude, I can't wait till that hits streaming. I can't wait.
It's on. You
It's
can do a
so
free trial
good.
to move. You can do a free trial to Mubi and Mubi right now, and it's a free 7-day thing. It's streaming on there because they distributed it.
Is any big one gonna pick it up though?
I
You
mean,
would think.
for some reason I have not been able to buy it through Google TV, which is like their
Mm.
movie selling like app or whatever.
Dude,
But like Chris is an Apple guy and it's available to buy through like the Apple Store and all that kind of shit. So I don't know
Hmm.
exactly what the rollout of this is.
the harshest critic I know, Vex Electronica, said it's her favorite movie of the year.
Oh, absolutely. There's no movie that's going to top this year for me. It's just not possible.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Yeah.
And
So
even if you're
psyched.
not a body horror person or any of that kind of stuff, there are so many people I've seen that are this is not their kind of thing, but they see this movie and they're so mesmerized by it and so taken with it that it's just impossible to ignore. It's that special, it's that good, it's just brilliant, man. And like I've been consuming awards content recently like a fiend. All these people who like predict award stuff because I want the Academy this year so badly to do something fucking cool and just give a best picture nomination to this substance and a
That would
best
be
actress
great.
Demi Moore. It doesn't have to win, but the nomination
Yeah.
alone would like really look good for this like what's seemingly kind of old stuffy sort of like Academy Awards voting block. And I think there's a chance for it to do it. You're starting to see it show up in like small, like it just got an Independent Spirit best picture thing. I think it was the Gothams maybe that it got a best picture. And this is an opportunity to do something fucking cool since they absolutely snubbed the fuck out of Hereditary. So yeah, this is the time, man. And I'm invested in this movie. I've seen it like 7 times.
Nice,
It's really
man.
good.
Nice.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
most of anything I've watched this year. And I didn't think anything was ever going to knock Challengers off the top of my list, but this
That's
did. And
second
then
on my list right now. That's second.
Honora came along, and Honora is now my number 2 and Challengers number 3. But
Okay.
yeah, Honora's good too, man. Definitely go see that.
We'll have to have a super show at the end of the year for all our top
Yes.
fives.
Oh,
Get
yeah, definitely. I can't wait.
All of us. Yeah. It'd be fun. Yeah.
Okay, one other thing I wanted to mention. Oh, no, I'm sorry. One other quick musical. I'll just gloss over it really quickly. So I was over there a couple nights ago, and he was like, I'm dying for you to see this. So I watched something called Waitress, which is...
Oh, that was good.
I think he called it a pro shot, where they basically film a stage production of something. Waitress was a movie with Kerry Russell. but then they turned it into a musical. Adina, no, fuck. I can't remember who the fuck wrote.
Is it the chick from Frozen? Is that what you mean? You said Adina something.
No, that's
that
Wicked.
name.
She was originally in Adina Menzel was originally in Wicked. I cannot remember who this was though. Fucking
gotcha.
Anyway, yeah, this is. I think he called it a pro shot. So it's just a filming of like the live stage production of a musical or a Broadway show. And I sat down to watch this with him, thinking, like, I'm not sure about this, guys. And bitch, I was invested as fuck in this. It was the best of the 3 musicals like he and I watched together. I loved Waitress. It's so delightful. It's so funny. It's fun. It has great characters. I was teary at the end of it. And it's just, even if this is not your thing, guys, because this isn't really my thing. Maybe it's becoming a little bit more my thing, but this it's great, dude. And if you have Apple TV, I know he bought it that night for like $5, so it's definitely worth that.
Cool.
So yeah, Waitress. I have a couple of things to read from Brad that he asked me to do for you guys tonight. Since he couldn't be here, he has a little list of thoughts on some things. Gladiator 2. Brad from Canada, he says it's a borrow. Surprised they killed off women. And that's all he had to say about it.
Short and sweet.
Everything he had to say is very short and sweet. And I thought it was so funny. He also saw Moana 2. He said, this is a buy. Beautiful to watch, fun songs and story, but not enough diversity. And I believe in the chat he used the word myopic, which I had to look up. I was like, I don't know what the fuck this word means.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, right. And I really don't remember what it means now, but I'm gonna assume not enough diversity. Something along those lines. He also saw Skeleton Crew, first 2 episodes. It's a buy, fun show with that Star Wars shine.
Now I gotta get back in the Star Wars.
Okay, right.
I heard it's good.
You want to do it?
I heard it's good. Yeah,
I've heard decent things about it as well.
Yeah, and I do like Jude Law. I think he's great.
He's always great. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
But yeah, Dan, Star Wars. Yeah.
It's been so much fun to have you back tonight, Dan.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
We'll have everything, and well, I mean, yeah, you're always welcome, of course. But we'll have everything linked in the description of the audio and the video on YouTube. So of course, go check out their YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube, and watch this foolishness every week. And
I think you should
sit and talk movies. And
I think you should say go check out our other YouTube channel.
Okay, yeah, our other YouTube,
not
channel.
Theirs, because we're all one.
Ours,
that's
all one.
Very facts. That's very, very true, guys. But no, we appreciate you so much, and of course, just the Scene Invaders family as a whole appreciates anyone willing to give their time to sit and take in our content and vibe with us for a little bit and just see us be fools and talk shit and all of that kind of stuff. So we love you and could appreciate you more. And good night, guys.
Love you guys. See ya.